So my name is Nicholas, and before I really get into what I do, I want to take us a little story. So back in 2008, I got my first Facebook account, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I could see what my friends were doing, I could post pictures of what I was doing, and really stay connected, and that was huge for me and my friend circle. But as Facebook started to grow, and other social media platforms started to grow, then businesses started to come on and realize how many people they could reach with marketing. And that created a pretty big problem. I mean, all these businesses were pushing products to people and no one really knew who they are. So it created a huge, huge distrust with e-commerce. And I think that's a pretty big problem. So I noticed that, and I really wanted to dive into marketing and help these businesses really rebuild that trust with their target audience. So I want to introduce you to 253 Media. I started this company last year with the intent to help medium-sized businesses rebuild trust with their audience. I wanted to focus on automotive, solar, and real estate industries. Those are the three industries that I like the most, so it made sense that I'd be interested in it, I'd like to do it. But what do I do exactly? So I focus on social media and search engine advertising. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Google, all those ways that people are really connecting to businesses now. No one's looking at billboards anymore. So it's time to get into the digital era, and these are the methods that we use. But with that also comes content. So having proper content creation is key. Everyone knows content is king. So we really focus on building the best content for our clients, which then leads us into campaigns. So with that content, we need something to do with it. Building these campaigns to reach a specific audience at the right time, and really delivering the right message to these people is what we focus on. So moving forward, a couple of our clients up here, you probably recognize some of them. Some of them are local, and then Flex Auto down here is our newest client. They're actually in Kentucky. But what we do, like I said, medium-sized companies, mostly in Northern California, and we're trying to go national with some of these niches, primarily the automotive industry. But what all these companies have in common? They don't sell small ticket items. We focus on companies that are selling high-priced items like cars, houses, solar systems, because these companies really have to build trust with their audience. They can't just post an ad and someone buys it. It's about building trust, it's about building a relationship with their audience, and that's what we strive to build. So our process a little bit, and this is what really defines us as a company. Starting with our clients, we really dive into defining an audience. Who is the audience? Is it young people? Is it old people? Is it homeowners? Who is it? So once we define that audience, we start crafting content around that audience. There's no reason to make pictures or make videos that have nothing to do with your audience, so we really try to tie those together and create that relationship between the content and the audience to really connect everybody. From there, we start building our targeted campaigns using social media or the search engines. We can actually target specific people within our audience to make sure that these are the people that we're advertising to. We focus on efficiency. We don't want to advertise to people who aren't going to buy from us. So we want to make sure that our messages are being delivered only to the right people. No wasted ad dollars there. From there, once our campaigns are built and they're running, we start to optimize them. Like I said, we focus on efficiency. We want every single person in that audience to be able to see our ads, and we want every single one of those people to be the people that will buy from us. And the other thing that I really want to touch on that I think makes us stand apart, especially for these higher priced items like cars and solar systems, we don't really look too much at impressions or reach. A lot of that stuff like, oh wow, we got 100,000 video ads or video views, or we reached 50,000 people. Okay, that's cool, but how many cars did you sell? How many solar systems did you sell? That's what's really important to us, and that's the metric that we look at most. Our mission is to drive sales for our customers and really, really turn positive ROIs and help them grow their businesses. So a few examples here, kind of dive in a little more what we do. Here are a couple different ads. The one on your guys' left is for our new client, Flex Auto. This is a lead generation ad. We actually built this one this month. Just to give you guys some numbers and kind of show you a little bit what we're doing. Starting on March 1st and going until today, we've reached like about 60,000 people and brought in about 212 leads just from that, all within car buying audience. From those 212, we can expect to probably sell 4 or 5 of those cars this month, so bringing in about $20,000 in profit on top of their investment in their marketing. Over here for urban design, we're doing click-through ads to teach people about financing, reach people who are homeowners who are interested in solar. That they can now click through to the urban design website and learn how they can also get solar. A couple more ads over here, doing some real estate ones. Similar to the urban design one, we're helping Chico College Living reach people who are going to Chico State or Butte College who need apartments and who would be interested in these ones. Over here, another kind of ad. This one I think is really interesting because it shows us exactly what we can do as far as targeting. So we're targeting people with this one who are looking for lower price vehicles, and it's kind of one of the powers of social media. And the next steps. So moving forward from here, the next step for us is to build our sales team. We pretty much got everything in place as far as accounting, legality, and everything like that goes. So building that sales team and really starting to step our way across America and reaching the automotive industry. Our goal is to be a nationally known marketing company for the automotive industry. So that's what it's going to take for us. Thank you.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes.
Perfect.
I actually have a couple questions.
Yeah.
What made you come up with the name 253 Media?
All right, so I'm not wearing a t-shirt today, but I actually have the number tattooed on my arm right here. So I grew up racing motocross, and that was the number that I always had from when I was 7. So just kind of who I am, it defines me. And you know, when someone says, "Well, why should I work with you?" I'm like, "Well, I'm committed to you. I have the number on my arm. I do not fail." So it definitely is a kind of a smiling point there. So
Nice. And my other follow-up question was the difference between just a regular like image ad or a carousel ad. Like I noticed there, like what really brought the value of like generating those leads? Was it after they clicked it and then it was like the funnel in the end, or?
well, I'm sorry, I don't quite understand your question.
So the difference between, like, what really generated the most leads from your ads, was it like the act that you did a carousel ad, or?
So we've actually done both. So this one, I can go back for you to show you. So this bright one over here, this one's not a carousel ad, obviously, but we think that just how much it pops, as you're scrolling through Facebook, you see it. So that's been really successful for us. We also do a lot of our carousel ads with people, like with customers. So you can see the reviews, basically a review on there, happy customer. We do a lot of carousel ads with those. Those have been also really successful. It really just depends on what the images are for us. Some images like this one, this has been one of our most successful ads, and it's not a carousel ad. But in general, a lot of the carousel ads have been very successful for us.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think is one of the biggest differences for you as far as marketing to these big ticket items versus someone who's marketing smaller?
Totally. The biggest difference is trust. I mean, you can go on Facebook and see a t-shirt and you like the t-shirt, you'll buy it. You don't need to know who it's from, but you're not going to buy a solar system from someone you don't trust. So we really focus on running a lot of trust ads. So we think of it more as a process. We don't just jump into sales. We're not posting campaigns and say, "Hey, buy from us." We go in there and we want to build trust. We really want to push that value out there, teach people who we are, teach people about our products, and then start bringing it into a sales process. So that's kind of how our process goes.
Cool.
So you use a lot of social media. Do you yourself have like a YouTube channel?
I do not do a YouTube channel. I'm not very photogenic, so no one wants to see me on there. But no, we've done YouTube channels for our 2 car dealership clients. YouTube's kind of our newer avenue. We've mostly focused on Facebook, Instagram, and Google.
Right.
But as we start getting some more video content, then YouTube's kind of our new platform.
I wanted to follow up to what he was asking. If you could describe for us what you determine as qualified leads, like what is the criteria you use for that?
Totally. So it depends on obviously the client. So for example, car dealership. If we're marketing, say, lower price cars, over here, Klutz Auto, they're a used car dealership. So they don't sell fancy cars. So what we do, we can actually go on Facebook and find people who are in the market for a new car based on their search history. So with those, we bring those leads in. We also bring them in based on what kind of cars they're looking at. So we split everything up based on cars, trucks, and SUVs. And then we also, we'll run like demographic ones too. So if we're doing like a Mother's Day special or something like that. Then from those people who are in the market for a new car, we don't really do too much out of market stuff. Mostly just focus on like the really in market people who are ready to buy the car.
So I guess just to jump in, I'm assuming that you're driving these people to like a landing page and that's where you're collecting the information and then you're presenting it to, or not
Possibly.
necessarily?
So not necessarily. Depends on what kind of campaign we're running.
Okay.
So you're pretty familiar with the Facebook ads. So there's two. We do the lead generation ads, which everything's collected directly from Facebook, or we'll do if we're doing like a financing offer. So like the urban design one, financing offer, and then we send them to a landing page, funnel them down, and get their information that
So I
way.
guess the question with the leads, if I'm understanding correctly, is how are you collecting that data to give to your clients?
It's all directly from lead generation ads on Facebook. So you click on the ad, right here, you click on learn more, right here, and then you just punch in your name, phone number, email address, or whatever information you want. That goes directly into their CRM, right, for their salespeople.
So that's what you're identifying when you do the lead capture. Does that answer
Yep.
that question?
Cool, okay.
Because
So-
he was also asking whether it was because they made the call or if they had, right.
Yeah, so they actually have to go on there and they have to fill it out themselves.
Got it.
So it's very hard to measure someone
Yeah.
who's calling unless you have a client that's there to measure the phone call.
Mhm.
So I get it from Facebook.
Yeah.
How are you finding your own customers? Are you actively involved in these key industries, or are you using your own marketing technology to reach them?
Yeah, so a couple ways. So when I first started, I have a sales background, so I started making calls, like that's what I know how to do. So I started making calls, I brought on 2 clients that way, and then I haven't made a single call since then. Everything's just been word of mouth. For Kentucky, I actually went to a conference out in Florida last month with a bunch of car dealerships. Met with them, met with some people from Facebook to kind of learn more about how to market for car dealerships. But everything's pretty much been word of mouth that way. We also publish a blog once every month, maybe 2 a month or so, just to help other businesses who we don't work with, just to give them some more insight on how they can use social media. That's been pretty successful for us as well. So that's been that way also. But once we get a sales team, then it's pushing more out there and making more calls and really growing that way.
So what are the qualifications you're looking for in your sales team?
So that's been actually a challenge, whether I want to go for a veteran salesperson or a new person. I'm young. I want to hire someone who's around my age, who's new to sales, because sales I think is changing a lot. It's not sit at home and just call people anymore, or sit in an office and call people anymore. I want someone who is willing to put in the work to make a difference for their clients. I bend over backwards for my clients, so I want someone who's going to do the same for them. As of now, I'm starting to look for probably someone who goes to Chico stage, just graduating, who wants to, step into a sales management role. Because I don't want to be a sales manager. I want to be a company owner. So as we grow, I want someone who wants to go into that.
So you're looking at entry-level people that you can train?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
What's your business model?
So the business model is basically bringing in clients to market their products, and they pay me once a month. We do a set fee based on what they want to do. So I charge. It depends on what service it is. So starting about $500, we start there, and then plus ad fees, depending on how in depth they want to go on which platform. So and then it's just monthly fees. We do a 6-month contract. So.
Have you looked at any other models?
A little bit. That's so far we've kind of been tweaking it. Didn't do contracts for a while. Did cheaper pricing. Did more expensive pricing. And this has kind of been a pretty good balance as far as what's working for these industries. And it's pretty competitive compared to some of the other big companies out there.
That was similar to my question.
Oh,
I
okay.
was wondering if you maybe had tiered pricing based on size of the business.
Totally. So we don't really do it based on size of business, but we do it based on what they want. So if you're doing just Facebook or Facebook Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Instagram, YouTube Google, then we base it on those. And then then we don't really charge based on your ad dollars. So on Facebook, if you want to put in $3,000 or $4,000, we don't charge that any different than if you were to put $500 in. So.
What ad spin do you usually suggest for your clients?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's all
How
over
much
the
are they
place.
gonna afford?
No, actually,
What's your goal?
yeah, it kind of depends on what your goal is, what you're trying to do, how long you're going to be running a certain campaign. I focus on less is more, so I want you to spend as little as possible and get the most results as possible. So usually what we do is we'll start smaller and then kind of build up into a bigger budget once we've kind of proven what we're doing. So that's kind of how we do it. So far, we've worked with all kinds of budgets, anywhere from $200 or $300 a month to $5,000 a month, depends on where we're going. So
One other question.
yeah.
It sounds like you're shuffling a lot of personal data for your leads and for your contacts around. How are you protecting that so that it doesn't leak out and become abused?
Well, so a lot of our data, I don't actually see most of the data.
Okay.
So most of that comes directly from Facebook. When, for example, if you wanted to send in a lead to Klutz Auto, you'd go hit that button, put in your name, phone number, email address, and that goes from Facebook directly into Klutz Auto's CRM.
So you don't have to touch it.
I don't touch it at all. Yeah. I can go in there and see it, but I don't need to. I don't touch it at all.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of avoiding the liability of collecting data that you don't actually won't take responsibility.
Oh yeah, I don't want to touch that stuff. That's like the first thing. Let's get that in your CRM. I don't want to touch it.
I'm wondering what your process is for choosing images. And are you like putting out multiples at first and testing which ones work best?
Mhm.
Is the client picking images? Are you guys?
I do it.
You do?
So for each campaign, usually do 3 or 4 ads per campaign, and we refresh them every 3 or 4 weeks. Really just kind of what we've noticed has been working best are the really bright ones, like Klutz Auto one over here. Or I try to go for the wow factor. I want people to be scrolling through, because no one wants to see businesses, no one wants to see ads. So I try to scroll through and see what pops for me, and then I try to imitate that based on what other people are doing. So sunset, beautiful, wow factor, that's what I want for everybody. So I try to go for the wow factor as much as possible. But also for a lot of them, these kind of ads over here, they don't have the wow factor, but people can relate to them. So buy a new truck, everyone wants to buy a truck. I want to buy a new truck. So I want people to see things that they can relate to, that be like, oh, that guy can buy a truck, I can buy a truck. Cool, I'm gonna buy a truck. Nice.
Can you talk a little bit about how you developed your team?
Totally.
It started with you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it started with me. I am not a photographer. My Instagram is all iPhone pictures, so I decided that I needed a photographer because getting good pictures is everything. Content's king. So really needed to dive in and get the best photographer I could. So I work with a local photographer here named Gunnar. He's amazing. I'm sure probably a lot of you guys have seen his stuff. He works with Upper Park quite a bit, and he works with me quite a bit as well. Gunnar and I have been friends for a long time. He's the person I think of when I think of photos. I think of Gunnar. So that's how I went with him. Graphics, do a little bit of graphics. That's not our main focus, but if we do need graphics, then I have a friend who does graphics who's amazing. So graphics, I think of him. Go to him.
So you don't have any employees?
No, so that's the big thing. That's been my big challenge this year, as far as getting all the background in there, the legality and all that kind of stuff, and learning how to hire employees. That's been a challenge for me, but just about in place that I should be able to start doing my first hiring campaign in the next month or so.
Okay.
So super excited.
Yeah. So we're hoping to, there's at least 6 startup businesses right now that are in that same struggle.
Mhm.
So we're hoping to put together a workshop at Chico Start.
Oh,
for
wow.
that. So
Yeah, that'd be
make sure,
great.
you're on our mail list and.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That or put together somebody who's a freelance HR department.
We have some of those actually.
Yeah, I've been listening with John Meyer over at Chico State quite a bit on like a lot of the background, like the legality and the taxes and accounting and all that kind of stuff. So I can actually hire someone and do it the right way. Once I should have done probably within a month or so, and then it's
Yeah, the
full steam
Small
ahead.
Business Development Center over at the Skyway Center is also another resource you
Oh,
should look
okay.
at.
Okay.
They
Cool.
do mentoring and they can help you with the bookkeeping and taxing and stuff
Cool.
like that. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Any other questions?
I have one more.
Oh.
So I'm wondering do you have any, besides your partnership with the photographer and graphics, have you thought about any other B2B opportunities for you or partnerships that you'd like maybe to develop with other businesses? So I'm thinking of, there's a local company, iVox, that does, they do marketing and lead gen based off of phone numbers that are on billboards. And so because your clientele does have a history of being more old school marketing, it might be an interesting partnership to work with them. And then obviously, Work Truck Solutions in town, successful startup. They now have 75 employees and they are nationwide, and they are partnered with every single dealership. So that might be a
that's
thing to look into. So
I haven't actually thought of it.
And that's actually the biggest problem that the dealerships have is, and that's one of the problems that Work Truck's trying to help them solve, but that's not their core competency.
Right.
So this is that's a great matchup, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are nationwide?
yeah.
That's amazing, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a phone call me.
Have you looked at expanding into any other industries, or are you kind of just trying to focus on these three?
So I have a little bit. I've dabbled in healthcare a little bit also, but for the most part, these are the ones I want to go after. It's what I like. It's what my people I work with like. So I don't want to get overwhelmed. I don't want to diversify too much. For me, the next step is focusing really on the car dealerships. I don't really want to be making calls to real estate companies on the East Coast. That sounds terrible. I want to focus on automotive, grow that, and then once that's kind of maxed out, or once we're really rolling with that, then start diving into more of the real estate and more of the solar. But moving forward on car dealerships is what I want to go for.
Do you tie any of your fees to like performance of your ads, or actual like making sales for your companies?
No, making sales is one of the metrics. Is the main metric we look at. So with the car dealership, we can see how many people we reach, or impressions, or any of that kind of stuff. But we focus on the sales. We look at sales numbers every month to see which ones are coming from Facebook via lead source. So when they go from Facebook lead into the CRM, we can track which ones are from Facebook, and we run reports on which ones those are selling. So yeah.
How are you choosing the dealerships that you've been working with, or like how do you generally decide which dealerships you could fit?
Totally. So I go for not the small guys, not the big guys. Big guys, they have their internal departments, so they have a lot of the corporate stuff coming from Chevy or whoever. But then you have the small guys who have 1 or 2 employees who don't have a budget for it, and they're just only moving a couple cars. So for me, focusing on those medium-sized places who have 10 or 15 employees, a couple salespeople, those are the companies I'm going after, because they're just starting to get to that point where they need to get some more digital help, but they don't have a whole team internally to help them. Cool.
I had a question. You mentioned that you were targeting people based on their searches for used cars. Is that through Pixel or?
Well, a little bit. So we use the Pixel for audience capturing, but a lot of the information for people who are in the market for a car actually comes from third-party data from Facebook. So Facebook can actually, they work with partners who provide that data for them. It's pretty accurate too, so it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. When we were in Florida last month, we sat down with a person from Facebook who actually specializes in helping car dealerships sell cars.
Nice.
So she sat with us for like 4 or 5 hours and just went through every different kind of data thing they have for car dealerships.
That's called like third-party data.
Yep. Yeah, so Facebook contracts out to a couple different companies to get their data. One of their biggest ones is the car dealership industry, for people who are in the market for new cars, or used cars, or any cars. So, yeah.
As far as you know, there's Facebook and some other places have been getting in trouble with
I knew that was coming. No, it's a fair question, absolutely.
I just wonder if the way they do the data sharing is going to impact internet marketing.
I think it will a little bit. One of the things with, for example, the lead generation that's really important is privacy policies. So we've gotten in trouble with that, with bringing new clients on where they don't have proper privacy in place. Working with Facebook and clients to get privacy laws and everything in place has been Definitely a big thing to focus on. But once the privacy is in place and once we're all good with that, then it's not a big deal. So I don't see it being too much as long as the privacy, as long as we're not, we don't want to be that company that's like sharing data. So don't break the rules, don't get in trouble.
As far as you said that I guess this collects auto sales, that's the one that's in Kentucky. How do you get the content for a car dealership that's in Kentucky?
So fortunately, these guys actually had a photographer they work with already. I'm talking with another car dealership in Massachusetts right now, and one of the things I'm looking for them is getting a photographer out there. So kind of the same way that we work with them, we're going to start networking with photographers around the country to find people in the certain area. So one of the things that we've been doing actually is going on Instagram, searching for the city that they're in, and looking for people who are posting amazing photos in that city and reaching out to them.
One more question, guys.
Yeah.
I've got the last one.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you planning on growing your team here locally? Chico, or?
I haven't decided. So I'm in Chico, so it makes sense for me to go to Chico right now. I have university here, so it kind of makes sense. That's my plan, like soft plan as of now. But I'm not tied down too much to Chico. But I think this is most likely the place that we'll be growing just because the university's here, business farms here, sales programs are here, and just Chico's a great place. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was awesome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Thank you.
Aaron, I forgot to mention Aaron as one of our volunteer organizers at Idea Fab Labs, and Carly's not here as well, so sorry about that. So we do not have a speaker scheduled next week. It's likely that we probably will. I mean, they roll in, at last minute. But we do want to start implementing something new for when when we don't have a speaker. So a lot of other 1MC organizers, once a month, they do a workshop or a talk to help entrepreneurs, inviting in business community members, and that's really helped to grow their audiences and to give some more structured support to our entrepreneur community. So I'm proposing that next week, there is the business competition on campus is next week, so we might have some of the student presenters want to come practice on Wednesday before they do the business competition, so we might have to postpone my plan for next week if that happens. But what I like to do is have a session where we invite our 1MC community in to be able to provide input into how we would structure those talks that we do once a month. So make sure that you like us on Facebook, because that's where we do most of our communications. We also have a meetup that we put through communications through there, our Chico Start newsletter, and I think Idea Fab Labs, you put something about 1 Million Cups on your newsletter. But we do want you to like us on Facebook and join the 1 Million Cups Chico meetup so that you can be more integrated.